We went to Utah to visit our son and daughter-in-law, and we had so much fun with them. And on the way back, we are stopping in Las Vegas, of course, because we love thrifting in Las Vegas. We're currently at the Goodwill on Fort Apache, so come in with us and let's see what we can find. Whenever I go thrifting, I start off at the first rack and then start working my way through all the hard goods section. It looks like this store keeps their stuffed animals on the same rack as well. This was a funny looking thing. I had no idea what it was supposed to be. The last time we were here, this store had its racks overflowing. It's so sad to see how sparse they are now. I did a double take when I saw that there was a longer burger basket sitting there. There were so few items on the rack, and I couldn't believe that there was a longer burger with a lid, no less, sitting there waiting for me to pick it up. This crystal round vase was so nice, but it was really not as heavy as you'd expect it to be, and it also had a chip on the rim. There really is never a shortage of mugs and glasses when you go thrifting. I have a lot in my inventory right now, so I'm not really looking very hard. But if I see something fantastic, I will purchase it if it's the right price. But even with all that, they had this Falstaff mug priced at $4, and it was really scuffed up with the utensil marks all over it. I really like the color of those temptation trays, and as you can see, there were no soup bowls to go with it. They had them priced at $25 for the set of 4. I thought this bowl was a Blue Ridge pottery bowl, and sadly they don't sell for very much money. My husband found this lady moose, and he's always finding moose. But this one was so stinking adorable, I was trying desperately to figure out how I could bring her home. I fell in love with her dress mainly, because it was just so beautiful. We're at the Goodwill on Boulder Highway in Henderson, Nevada, and the last time we were here, we found a bunch of really cool stuff. So let's go in and see what we can find. When we first walked in, I went right to the bowl section, and I saw that there was a bowl sitting under this stack of other bowls, and I pulled it out, and sure enough, it was an antique Monmouth bowl, and it was in perfect condition except for this tiny little chip on the bottom, which I don't think affects it in one little bit, and it was in this beautiful blue color with the chain link design. Oh my goodness, I love it, and I had to have it. I picked up this vase because I really liked the color and I thought the design was really cute. It was new by Teleflora, and ultimately I did put it back, but it rode around in my cart for a little bit. These bowls were so pretty. The green one was a purple emerald green bowl, and the red one was by Anchor Hawking. It was the bubble bowl, and they were just so pretty. This was a really cute Temptation snowman bowl, but the store was asking $6 for it, so I passed. I have one of these Anchor Hawking chip and dip bowls, but I don't have the metal clip. They often get lost because the workers don't know what they are, and they often get separated and then eventually thrown away or put in with the metal section, and they're ultimately lost. I love Cirque du Soleil. If you ever get a chance to go to Vegas and you get a chance to go to a show, I highly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. It is so good. I never pass up on a chance to purchase a Temptations mug, especially when I find them at a good price. I always purchase them. They fly right off my shelves. I can't keep any in stock. I found this Temptations canister system, and I was hesitant to buy it because they wanted $7.99 for it. But then I remembered that we were there on Senior Day and we were going to get a discount, so I ended up buying it. This was a vintage juicer, but it was missing the bottom part of it, so I ended up leaving it behind. I found this vintage Bauer utensil crock that I thought was great. I love the colorful design, and I think it would be so great in either a retro style design home or even a modern and even stark home decor, because it would be a funny and ironic conversation piece. I have a Tupperware container that is just like that one, and I use it all the time. You don't just have to use it for cereal, you can use it for anything, and it works great. I saw this vintage bean pot in the back and really considered it. It was a vintage West Bend bean pot, and it was very 50s, 60s design and graphics. Sadly, they really don't sell for very much, especially without the electric burner that they're sold with. They only sell for a few dollars, which is so sad, isn't it? I was contemplating this knife. When I saw it, it had this bent handle, and I thought, oh, hey, this way I don't have to smash my hand on the counter. And then I thought about it, and I realized I never smash my hand on the counter when I'm chopping stuff, so I left it behind. I thought the silver-plated gravy boat was very pretty and a really unique design, and it was made by Ascot Sheffield. I really considered it. I was trying to figure out how I can incorporate it into my design, and I think I'm going to be on the lookout for it in the future. I didn't buy it this time, but I'll be on the lookout in the future. I wanted to lift this pretty little rocking horse to display him a little bit better. Hopefully someone will find him and fall in love and take him home. This was a sweet wood steamboat music box by George Good, and sadly it was broken in several places, and the music box was broken as well. Otherwise, knowing us, we would have bought it and brought it home. We love New Orleans, and this would have reminded us of our trips there. This cute little girl looks like one that we have at home. The one that we have is by UCTCI, and it's Japanese, and she's called Little Hippie Girl, and she is vintage, and she's really adorable, and I have her for sale in my shop. Oh, these Winnie the Pooh letters were so cute. They were of Tigger and one of Mrs. Kanga, but they were both broken. I liked the little Wexford container, and I don't know why I didn't buy it. I've been considering just switching out the containers that I have at home for Wexford ones. This was really funny. One of our parks has a big statue of this end of the trail horseman. I've seen a lot of baby planters, and this one was so cute. It was really done nicely, and it was by Napco. Oh my goodness, I saw this planter and was immediately drawn by its mid-century modern look. I didn't know it was McCoy until I picked it up, but look, it's a gorgeous McCoy planter, and other than it's filthy, there's nothing wrong with it. This was a vintage vase as well, but it was extremely crazed, especially on the inside, so I had to leave it. Oh my goodness, I am still crying about this one. It was a gorgeous Submerso vase, and it was spectacular. It was heartbreaking to see that it was broken on the spout. I almost picked it up anyway, and I have a rule that I don't purchase broken glass, but oh my goodness, this one hurt. This is why I always tell you to look in even shelves that you have no intention of buying anything, because oftentimes people decide that they don't want certain items and they'll just put them back wherever they are instead of returning them to where they picked them up from. And in this instance, there was this glass that was a hand-blown Mexican glass, but it was chipped. So that's probably why it was left there. But always be on the lookout in every shelf. We're at one of our favorite Goodwills. This is the one on Stephanie Street in Henderson, and we're hoping for good luck. So let's go in and see what we can find. I was curious about who made this box. There was no name on it, but I believe it was a mass-produced import. Always look in boxes. You never know what you're going to find inside them. This item had such pretty glaze, but I couldn't figure out what it was, so I left it there. These had me perplexed. These were 2 Cocker Spaniel figurines made in Japan, and I'm not sure why Goodwill had them priced at $10 a piece. I know for a fact that one is currently selling for $8.99 online. I thought this turkey butter dish was done so nicely, and I love that color. It's by Target Bullseye. This was a baggie that had little figurines in it. It had a little bear and a seal and a couple of pandas. None of them were exceptional quality, but I have gotten lucky with small items in baggies, so always look through them. One item can make the entire bag worth it, and you can always redonate the remainder of the items. Oh my goodness, this was a really cool signed pottery mug of a cat alebrije. If it hadn't been damaged, I 100% would have purchased it. It was really beautiful, and it breaks my heart. The tradition of alebrijes is rooted in the work of Mexican acclaimed artist Pedro Linares, who created them after having had a vivid dream about fantastical creatures. I got excited for a minute when I saw this plate stand, but when I picked it up, I realized it was very flimsy. The metal aisle is always so difficult for me to look through. It gives me vertigo. I'm making a valiant effort because I was looking for a Longaberger wire rack, and in this case, it was just impossible for me to find anything. That was a cute shot glass of a sea otter. I love sea otters. I think if I could have one as a pet, I would. But it was just a souvenir glass, so I left it there. I really liked this creamer pitcher. It was Delft and very pretty, but it had that huge stain on the bottom, so I decided to leave it. This was a very pretty poppy trail by Metlock's bowl. It resembled the Franciscan desert rose, and unfortunately it was chipped. I was looking at this funny shaped dish in the shape of a turnip, I think it is. And I was really confused by this Bubba Gump mug. I've never seen anything like it. It looked like it had a sticker wrapped around it. It was so weird. I've been on the hunt for an apothecary jar, and here's one for $3.99, and I didn't buy it. This was so sad. I love little teapots, and this was a cute kitty one, and sadly it was chipped. It was made by Debbie Mum for Sakura. We quickly ran over to Goodwill on Silverado Ranch Road, and I am so excited to get here. So let's go in before they close. We're quickly scanning through the shelves because they were about to close. We had 10 minutes to look around. As you can see, the shelves are pretty bare, but we're pushing through. I was beginning to get very discouraged. There just wasn't anything vintage or quality that I could see. Until, but my goodness, I couldn't believe it. Not one, but two Fostoria azure blue double candlesticks in perfect condition. They literally look like they're brand new. Oh my goodness. We were at Goodwill and I was shopping around and I saw this. I knew that it was vintage. It is, and I want to make sure that you can see everything. A McCoy vase. And I don't know if you can see how well you can see the McCoy in there.
Can you see McCoy? It's a little tough to read, but it is, and look at how beautiful that is. How mid-century modern is this? Isn't that spectacular? I got it for $5.99, but because we went on a Monday, it's senior day, and we got everything for 25% off. So $5.99 minus 25%. Yippee! I loved it. When I first saw it, I thought it was Henriot Quimper, but it wasn't. And I knew that it was vintage, but look at how funny this is. A woman's place is in the kitchen. And I love it. It is vintage. It is actually by Bauer. And it is W.F. Clagis, I believe was the artist's name. And I thought it was hysterical because I also have this one, which is by Gaetano Pottery. And look at how spectacular this is. So very 70s, very what, 50s, 40s? How funny is that? I love it. And it's really cool. Love them. I saw these and I thought they were so great. They are Temptations, and they're canisters, and they're different shape canisters, different sizes. And as you can see, there's A, B, C, and I don't know if this no, it didn't have one, but you can put the lid on either one. There are more canisters that go with this set, and there's also a spoon that's missing. But I thought, why not? These are great, and I'm sure that somebody will want them. And we looked at them and I thought, okay, this one, it says $7.99, and this one, and they clearly are in the same set, this one says $5.99. And so we took it up to the register and we asked the gentleman, you know, what's happening here? And he said, I'll give it to you for $5.99, and we also got our 25% discount. So got that for next to nothing. They are so great. And they are the pink Old World pattern and by Temptations. I also found an Old World Temptations mug, and let me tell you, I can't keep these on my shelf either. Every time I get these, no matter which color I get, they sell just immediately. And if I find a good price, I find them for a good price, I will purchase them. And like I said, they do sell immediately. So be on the lookout for these. I got this one for $1.49. Again, with my, I also got a 25% discount. Oh my goodness. I love beautiful, beautifully made wood items. And this one is by this designer, and I cannot make out the name, but it's it's Florida Rosewood. And look at how beautifully it was made. This was made by an artisan. Some artist made this, and they did a fantastic job. This is so smooth, and look at how beautiful that is. I love it when it has the little holes in it, and you know, the nature of the wood. And look at how spectacular that is. I love the flow of the veining in it, and just everything is so spectacular. It's so smooth, so beautiful. And I will be doing more research on this because it could potentially be worth a lot of money. I think it's just gorgeous. I'll be oiling it and polishing it just to get it back to its beautiful luster and give it rehydrated a little bit. And I got it for $2.99, and then also my 25% discount.
And here it is, all polished up. And look at how gorgeous it is. Look at that. What a difference, huh? It was very, very thirsty. I had to do it 3 different times, but it's well worth it. There are no cracks, and it is just so gorgeous. I still need to do research, but I think it's just fantastic.
I saw this bowl and I had to have it. I have some spectacular bowls and I'll show them to you at the end, but I just could not leave this behind. It is so beautiful. I love the color. There's really not much damage except for this little bit. It's the Monmouth chain link pattern and I just think it's spectacular. Paid $7.99 for it and it was made in the US. Just love it, love it, love it. So excited about this. And there's no damage, like I said, except for this little bit of a chip there. But everything else is the way it was made. It's just beautiful. My husband and I were walking past the baskets and we were looking around, and I didn't see anything initially, and then I did a double take because I saw this one on the top shelf and I thought, no. That is Longaberger, and sure enough, look at that. $3.99 for a Longaberger. And here is, I don't know if you could see it. Let's see, it's very, can you see the Longaberger? It's right up here. Longaberger, and it says handmade basket, and then it says something on the bottom that I think it says Dresden, and then it has the initial of the person that made the basket and the date, 2008. Isn't that great? And I don't have any Longaberger in this dark color, in this dark stain, and I don't have this basket. So happy days for me. And it's in great condition. So great. I just need to clean it off a little bit, but $3.99 minus 25%. And finally, look at these, look at these. These are the Fostoria Baroque dual candle holder in the baby blue color. Oh my goodness, and they look as if they were just made. They look brand new. I don't think the person actually took them out of the box or whatever packaging they were in. I don't think these had ever seen the light of day. They are perfectly clean, beautiful, no damage. Recently, a pair in this blue color went for $45, and it had chips. It had breakage. These are perfectly intact, no damage. How spectacular are these? And look at this. I got them for $4.99 a piece. And then, oh no, this was the following day, so I got this for $5. $5 a piece. And I love them. I'm going to be hard pressed to sell these because I think they're so spectacular.
If you like the video you saw, click on this one next.